worse. Anyway, speaking of could not be bad, could be worse, or it could not. Pogba, so he's managed to have his ban reduced to 18 months, and he can start training with Juve in Jan. But then Juve are like, I saw reports today, Juve are like, please go away.
Oh.
Yes. I've seen at least one or two. There was this one 5 hours ago. Pogba will not return to Juve. Most likely MLS was a story done today. So it's been quite a bit of them.
Wow, that's sad. I really thought that he would get an opportunity to play because his contract is still on. He signed 4-year contract till 2026. So if it's a mutual agreement, then okay, he will still play football elsewhere. But I would have wanted him to return back. And remember when we were talking about it when he was banned for the first time,
Yes.
I always felt like there was a chance that he would get this ban reduced.
I don't like this reduction thing though. I don't.
But the precedence has been set already, so this is not like one of the cases that stands out as the biggest one.
I know which one is the big one.
Palomino had one, which
Yes.
was actually taken away.
I just don't like it.
And even Adrian had another.
Yeah, I remember he took a pill that I don't know was his wife's.
Yeah, the wife's. And his ban was reduced from 3 years to 12 months. So this in itself is in something new. But I think there is more details that are yet to be released by the CAS so that we can get to understand whether there is still strict liability on it. Maybe there is for the time that he served out. But I always thought that if he did it unintentionally, then there would be a slap on the wrist.
I don't like this unintentional thing because an athlete is responsible for what goes into your system.
That's
it.
And someone
and that is why Nick Sina and I are not friends at all, because I think he got caught, then he got away with a slap on the wrist. Oh, Jim by Masus did what? Same thing with Pogba. I think you are responsible for what goes into you. Of course, you can convince someone that, like Mark, the Kenyan sprinter.
Yes.
Mark was able to convince that, whatever we took, whatever was in it was not on the label.
Yes.
So something like that, yes, maybe. But I think akipatikana ende na kwa serve ban yake.
You're right. But also, when you think about all those precedences that have been set before, this was a harsh punishment. 4 years for something he did inadvertently, and also I don't think it was in huge amount, right?
Don't go that debate of huge or small amounts. And we'll talk about doping in just a bit. There's something called micro-doping.
Yeah.
Micro-doping is where you dope kidogo. In fact, Moratoglu, the tennis coach, spoke about it. He said players do that, where you reduce small, you put in small. Then when you're caught, you say, but it can't have any impact. It's because of umeshikwa hapo. When you have time, watch something they did on Mo Farah about EPO and how you can do it in small doses. It was an actual BBC thing where the journalist himself doped. Like dope and then we test. Dope and then we see what can happen.
Okay.
So I understand the whole argument that, it was too little and then, maybe it was... But I'm like, no. It's your job to make sure you don't get it.
Yeah.
Why are you getting it? What is these explanations we keep giving that I don't know how it got? How don't you know? You are a pro athlete. Whatever is in your body is you.
I understand you. I completely understand
It's you.
I completely understand you. And probably if you're going to look back, this number of months that he stayed out of the game are the punishments for strict liability or responsibility that you should have taken. So up to until that point, I still think that if CAS come up with a full detail of why they took that decision, then I think we'll be in a better place.
Yeah, and the rule is clear, by the way. Just so you know, I'm not arguing against the rule. The rule is clear. It says it can be reduced in cases where an athlete can prove that their doping was not intentional. So it's clear. It's not like they haven't done something that should not be done.
Yes.
No, they say it can be reduced in cases where the athlete can prove their doping was not intentional if the positive test was as a result of contamination, or if they provide substantial assistance to help investigators. So maybe he did all of those ones.
Yeah, and it seemed immediately from when he was suspended that he was sure.
It was very clear.
Yeah, he was sure that he didn't do it.
But what is it with Italians and these funny things that inadvertent getting dope? Yannick Sinner is Italian. Same thing. What is this?
Well, for Yannick Sinner, after listening to the kind of processes that go around with such cases of massages, then there are more questions to that. And I believe his case has been recalled back to the CAS, so
Yes.
he's going to explain more into that. But for Pogba, this is something he ingested unknowingly. He didn't know that.
Yeah,
this
it's
was
like
in-
it's like Erion Knighton with the beef.
Yes, or even this Conor Ben, a boxer with eggs.
Yes.
So I think you can be a little bit more softer on Paul Pogba as compared to what happened with Yannick Sinner, of which we'll still know more about it in the coming maybe months or years.
The Yannick Sinner one, I'm determined that no. But
Yeah.
I'm happy at least Pogba gets to finish his career in a different way.
Yes.
I'm happy that even though Juve are like no, not interested, I think he could get a team anywhere.
For sure. And if it's the US, then the door is open. The door is always open for him in the US and possibly in
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. But I would have loved to see him at Juventus just finish it off. This season is looking so bright for Thiago Motta. Go in there and win a Scudetto.